For weeks now, social media has been in overdrive with rumors surrounding Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. But everything truly erupted only after Kourtney finally spoke up. Fans had been sensing for months that something seemed different, especially when it came to Travis's bold personality, his spur-of-the-moment choices, and the intense ways he shows affection behaviors that some viewers felt occasionally crossed certain emotional lines. So when Kourtney opened up with subtle but meaningful comments about wanting balance, boundaries, and a little more breathing room, the internet immediately went into investigative mode. Was she hinting at something deeper? Was this her gentle way of addressing the overwhelming energy Travis sometimes brings? Or was the online world simply overanalyzing her words again? Regardless, the moment she offered even a slight glimpse into her feelings, debates, theories, and reactions exploded across every corner of social media. It all started with a small, seemingly casual remark, something most people missed at first, during a conversation about motherhood, responsibility, and personal space. Kourtney mentioned that while she loves passion, she also needs emotional stability, and that sometimes she feels the need to create pockets of calm around herself. She didn't say Travis's name, not once. But fans connected the dots instantly. Kourtney has long been vocal about protecting her peace, sticking to grounding routines, and valuing emotional steadiness, especially after spending years reshaping her boundaries following her complicated history with Scott Disick. So when she mentioned being overwhelmed by energy that moves too fast, fans immediately saw it as a hint about her relationship dynamic with Travis. Things intensified even more when she later shared a cryptic quote on her Instagram story about slowing down anything that's moving too quickly. The timing was what made people stop and wonder, especially since Travis had just been trending for his high-octane performances, spontaneous appearances, and intense PDA moments. That's when the speculation truly took off. And once fans started talking, the entire conversation snowballed into something much bigger than expected. As soon as the clip and the quote went viral, the internet split into two camps. Some fans were convinced Kourtney was subtly calling out Travis's impulsive tendencies, the sudden decisions, the dramatic displays of affection, the emotional extremes. Supporters felt she wasn't criticizing him, but simply stating her needs with honesty. They applauded her for staying true to the slow-paced, peace-centered lifestyle she's built over the years. Others, however, felt the whole situation was being blown way out of proportion. They argued that Kourtney wasn't addressing Travis at all. She was simply speaking from a mother's perspective about managing chaos and maintaining balance. Meanwhile, fan pages began pulling up old clips, analyzing body language, comparing recent interactions, and noting soft shifts in Kourtney's tone. Some even suggested she seemed calmer, more protective of her emotional space, and less reactive than in past seasons. But even with all the theories, no one truly knows what happens behind closed doors. One thing was undeniable, though the public was fully invested, and the discussion was gaining momentum instead of fading. The massive reaction didn't come from nowhere. It built on years of fans observing their differences. Travis is naturally passionate, expressive, and spontaneous. Kourtney, by contrast, moves slowly, thrives on routine, and embraces calm, grounded living. So when Kourtney admitted she sometimes feels overwhelmed, it struck a chord because fans had already seen glimpses of that contrast on the show. There were moments where Travis's energy felt slightly out of sync with Kourtney's calm lifestyle. Nothing dramatic, no fights, no meltdowns, just two people with very different rhythms trying to meet in the middle. Her comments resonated because they felt real, relatable, and sincere. And fans interpreted that sincerity as a sign that Kourtney might be working through deeper emotional adjustments than anyone realized. Once the conversation grew, it became clear that something was shifting, not in a scandalous or explosive way, but in a quiet, introspective way. The kind of shift couples experience when they're figuring out how to blend their worlds more smoothly. Insiders have suggested that Kourtney's words weren't about calling Travis out. They were about clarity. understanding and articulating her needs as a mother, a partner, and a person. And based on fan discussions, Travis seems fully aware of that dynamic too. The couple is still solid, still deeply connected, and still very much in sync. But the way the public sees their relationship has changed. Viewers are paying attention to how passion and peace coexist between them and wondering if Kourtney will eventually open up further about this balance. If there's one thing everyone agrees on, it's that Kourtney speaks with intention. She may be quiet, but when she chooses to share something, it carries weight. And this time, her choice to speak even a little has reshaped the entire conversation around her marriage, her personal growth, and her boundaries. Her comments weren't sensational or dramatic, but they created a ripple strong enough to send fans, blogs, and analysts into deep speculation. And maybe that's the point. Sometimes the softest comments reveal the most. Sometimes a tiny shift in tone exposes more truth than an explosive confrontation ever could. Whether Kourtney is truly meant to hint at deeper emotional challenges or was simply expressing her needs in the moment, what fans saw was the human side of her life, the side where love, individuality, family, and self-care all intersect in complicated ways. As for Travis, the conversation continues evolving. Some believe he'll adapt and learn to slow down. Others think their relationship works because they embrace their differences. They might simply prove that passion and calm can coexist when both partners understand each other's emotional rhythms. Still, the biggest questions linger. Will Kourtney say more? Will this lead to deeper conversations between them? Or will this moment simply become one chapter in her ongoing journey of self-expression? We'll be watching closely because in the Kardashian universe, even the smallest comment can flip the entire narrative. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more celebrity analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts below. Do you think Kourtney was sending a message, or did the internet blow it out of proportion? Your take could spark the next major discussion.